good morning, and welcome to Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Of course, you know who I am. I am J Soul, your host for this lovely and entertaining program. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we are also live on the Amplia Network 102. And we're so privileged that you took the chance and you took the time to sit with us and be with us this morning. I want to say a blessed and hearty good morning to my wonderful crew. Thank you so much for all of your love and your support and just being here every day and doing what you do. Like I said, I am J Soul and I am part of the team that makes it happen right here on Tobago Updates Television Network. So I have missed you guys. Whenever I'm not with you, I do miss you. Please type in the comments if you had a wonderful day yesterday. What did you do? What was special about it? And if not, mid-morning show is here to enlighten you, to inspire you, and to inform you. So you are viewing Brunch. You know, a funny thing happened this morning. I hope nobody's angry with me. I came in to work today and one of my colleagues was wearing one shoe. He had one shoe on and I don't know where the other one was. And I found that so amazing because he's walking around and he's doing his job and he just has one foot of shoe on. And that was so amazing to me. Excuse me, I just remembered and I had to laugh. I'm so sorry. But these are the things that happen. That is just to let you know that no matter what, the work goes on, the flow is here. My lovely colleagues at Tobago Updates Television Studio, I give you a hearty good morning and thank you for doing what you do. And thank you so much for your professionalism and putting Tobago on the map, showing the rest of the world, the rest of the Caribbean, how we do it in Tobago. Right about now, I have to tell you about some good stuff. All right. Now, I went to the Newsday and there's an inspiring article there. It's entitled Having a Ball. That caption just spoke volumes to me. And it says, as one chapter in life closes for the young people of Trinidad and Tobago, another opens with so many possibilities. Newsday features these graduates as they enter into a different phase of their lives. Congratulations to the class of 2023 and all the best on your new journeys, wherever they may head. Quite an inspiring story. You guys need to go check that out in the Newsday. And in The Guardian, SCA top performers should be recognized. No arguments here. This is something that needs to be introduced, and if not, it needs to be the order of the day. This year's results of the secondary entrance assessment exams have signaled some recovery from the challenges educators and students faced during the COVID-19 pandemic, which saw a dismal decline in grades. Initial analysis by the Ministry of Education shows a mean mathematics score of 50.4. In English language, arts, writing, there was a 53.4, and in English language and arts, 616.6 or 61.6. And so this is a significant improvement compared to that of 2022. The following transition from face-to-face teaching to mainly online teaching seemed to mark a decline in the results and in the development educationally of some of our students. So this article goes on to say that getting back into that face-to-face environment would have deemed a positive step in the right direction. And we are going to take a break. Thank you so much for coming and sitting with me. By now, you know the drill. And for those of you who don't, get your snacks and get your stuff to eat, drink, and just have a good time with us here on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. We'll be right back.
Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we and all are who we be. To Tobago. Indulge in the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages, and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present, and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
Dance Ensemble Tobago present the return July 8th, 2023 from 5 p.m. Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with Caribbean Stars 10th edition at the Shore Park Complex, representing for 2023 THA Assemblyman Natisha Charles Panting. Rise and Shine Morning Show host Brother B. Former host of Let's Talk Tobago, Avian Parks. Lady Morge of Pulse 89.5 FM. Cara Vaughan of Freedom 106.5 FM. Michelle Borrell of 107.7 FM. For more information, contact Tobago Dance Sport at gmail.com or Miss N White 772-9049 or Miss N Dick 340-5758. Admission only $150. Children only $75 at the door. Tickets available at D&D Jeweler, Tobago United Corporate, Milford 24 Gas Station, Crown Point, Tobago, and Dance Ensemble class members. After party from 10 p.m. till midnight. Don't you miss this one.
Good morning again, and thank you so much for joining us on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Now, when we took a break just now, I would have mentioned that we are here to inspire and to educate and to inform you. And with that being said, let me just tell you about some of our guests that are going to be gracing the brunch set today. We have Dr. Todd Denoon. Now, for those of you who know Dr. Denoon, he is an accomplished veterinarian right here in Tobago. And this is for our segment, our Health Corner segment. For those of you who are just joining us, we have themed segments. So today we have our Health Corner segment. We have our DIY segment, and we have our book club segment. So our friends from the book club are also going to be joining us today. Now, Dr. Denoon is going to speak to us about Zoonosis Day 2023. And he's also going to touch a bit on the importance of vaccination, the importance of this type of mechanism being used in the eradication of diseases. So with that being said, I don't want to let too much out of the bag. I want you to stay and have a good time with us here on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. And as we set up, I'm going to take a break. But before I take a break, I want to tell you, my wonderful kings and queens, in case no one told you today, you are special. We'll be right back.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bonaccord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
How it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna. Better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Live more.
Best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable. Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Back, I was just having a wonderful introduction with my first guest. Welcome to our health corner on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. With me, I have Dr. Todd Denoon. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Dr. Denoon, he's very fun. He's like a ball of positivity, a ball of energy. And he has, graciously accepted the invitation to join us on Brunch Morning Set. So, Dr. Denoon, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. You're welcome, Janelle. I love a good brunch. So
Yes.
here I am.
All right. So, let's talk about Zoonosis Day 2023. inquiring minds want to know what exactly that is, what is the importance of it, what is the date, and blah, de, blah, blah. You know how it goes, and we
Yes.
just want all the information for the viewers.
All right, not a problem, Janelle. So first off, I'm going to talk about what a zoonosis is, or zoonotic disease, because it's not a word that gets into day-to-day vocabulary,
Yes.
right? Nobody's using the word zoonosis
Zoonosis.
over breakfast or at a lime. So first and foremost, a zoonosis is a disease that can be transmitted between humans and animals under normal circumstances. It can be transmitted either directly, so through contact, being in the same environment, but even oftentimes it can be transmitted indirectly with intermediate vectors, so like a mosquito, an intermediate animal, etc., or even the food that we consume, which again would be sort of direct contact with the animal. All right, and World Zoonosis Day is really a celebration of the work of Louis Pasteur, who would have been that chemist way back in the 1800s, 19th century, who pioneered vaccines. And July 6th is recognized as World Zoonosis Day because it's the anniversary of when he administered the first rabies vaccine. And again, we speak about rabies because rabies is one of the most noted zoonoses that is still around.
Okay. And is most likely to occur because you're just talking about the transmission from animal life to human life.
Yes.
And so that is one of the things that I was concerned about because I never heard about zoonosis.
Right.
And so when you started to explain what that was, my heart started to palpitate just
Right.
a bit because I'm saying, okay, just yesterday I would have tried to get stop a mosquito from landing on me. And then sometimes they get the chance to land. And then there's the blood that they've had from somebody else,
Right,
God knows
right,
who, from God knows where.
Right.
And that has always been a concern to me, but I did not know there was actually a name for it.
Right.
So I was so glad that you're here. Go ahead.
So while the term zoonosis might be fairly new, the diseases aren't. So rabies is not a new disease. And there are so many zoonoses out there, from rabies to leptospirosis or lepto. Many people know about it. It's a very big concern now because it's the rainy season. It's passed from rats. Your dogs can get it. You can get it. We get it because of floods in agricultural fields. It gets onto our produce. So if you're not washing your fruits very well, you can get it. But even some of the more common infections, so like staph, which can be infection that humans can pass to each other, you could also get it from animals. So those are some common diseases that are very much in part of our everyday life that we've never really thought of. We've never really thought of the implication that this was once from an animal and it can pass to humans. So that setup makes it sound scary, but it's something that has been part of our lives for a very long time.
I find myself, because as you're speaking, my mind is going all over the place, guys, honestly. And I find myself thinking about the ecosystem. How is the ecosystem affected? Because there is a natural flow of how things should go, how things should
Exactly.
be regulated. How does zoonosis
Right.
affect
So
us?
that's a really great question because the focus right now, especially now that we're post-pandemic, is really about buttoning down on that One Health concept.
Yes.
So the reality of zoonoses is that over 75% of the new and emerging diseases are zoonoses. So COVID, there's a theory of it coming from bats or being involved with bats at some point in time. But that is a trend that is very much common to a lot of the emerging diseases that we are now learning about. So it is important for us to look at the human behavior and the fact that human health, animal health, and environmental health all intersect to determine the health of the globe, basically. So that concept of that intersection between human health, animal health, and environmental health is called the One Health concept. And it's important because all those things influence zoonosis emergence. For example, there are about 7 sort of factors that really emerge, that really influence how zoonoses are emerging and changing. And that involves our demand for animal protein. So we are eating a lot more protein, and maybe even exotic protein. So the way that we interact with and utilize wildlife, the way that we are traveling is so much more easier now. And we saw the impact of that during COVID. So it started off in China, or at least it was recognized in China. And within months, it started spreading and became a pandemic.
Yes.
So what was an epidemic turned into a pandemic because of that free and easy movement, not only of humans, but also of our foods. So we have a really high import bill. So we're importing things from other places. And when those things come in, you're looking at the diseases of the plants, but you're also looking at vermin that might be on the ship. You're looking at insects that might be on the ship or the plane. We're looking at the way that we're using land. How are we expanding our urban areas? How are we treating with our natural resources? How are we impacting the environment? And of course, we're looking at climate change. So we're looking at global warming. And one of the things that we mentioned in terms of zoonosis is the fact that vectors or insects and other animals are part of that train. So when you have warmer temperatures, insects are breeding faster. And of course, once you have faster breeding, you have a bigger population. You have them sort of impacting outside of their regular seasons because wintertime is now warmer. So they're like, you know what? I could survive this time. Whereas, they would have been going into hibernation or inactivity. So all those things are affecting the way that the environment, human health, so our behavior, what kind of meat we like, where we are living, the environment, so global climate change, as well as the fact that we're moving so often and so many places.
And as you spoke about the changes in the environment, now animals have learned to adapt. I see it every day. Just the other day, I saw this, what do you call those? A bat. And it was just fluttering about. I'm talking about high noon. It was near midday. And it's there and just fluttering about and just having a merry old time. Whereas you would expect this particular species to be resting or
during the day.
And I said, no, things are definitely changing. Even chickens now. When my grandmother was alive, we had chickens. We reared chickens and we reared ducks. And at a certain time every evening, they would go to sleep. And I am there and I'm hearing a cock crowing, and I'm talking about late. It was late into the night, and this cock is crowing. And I'm saying there are definitely changes. You're seeing nocturnal animals. They are getting about just fine in the daytime. And I said, well, okay, ecosystem is changing. A lot of things are changing. And it's so ironic now that you're bringing the information about zoonosis to us because, like I said, I, just like many other people, did not know that there was actually a term for it. Because we would have been concerned about the mosquito bites and you freak out if you see a rat because you know.
Yeah, we think about these things in really isolated things. So whenever it comes to your yard, then you think of it, and you only think of it as that one incident. You don't think of it as on a broader scale. You don't think of this category of disease, which again can be scary to think of, but it's important that we are responding and not reacting. So it's important for shows like this to bring information to the people and look at the things that we can do in our day-to-day lives to protect ourselves. And one of the important things, again, which is sort of underscored by this day and this celebration in this year, is the importance of vaccines. So vaccines, again, it is literally the anniversary of a rabies vaccine. So the role in which vaccines are playing in the ability to potentially eradicate diseases. So vaccines have done a great job in controlling things like polio, which is not a zoonosis, but it has largely controlled, for example, rabies. In many places, In the United States, for example, rabies is heavily, it's a legal requirement to have your pet vaccinated because of its very serious impact. But also looking at the COVID vaccine and the importance of that in our ability to come back to this normal functioning. Like, we're not wearing masks anymore. COVID is still around, but a lot less people are dying. And it's very important to say a lot less people, because people are still dying.
And on that note, Dr. Todd, we are going to come back with you. Dr. T in my book. So I have shortened it. So we're going to be back with Dr. T. We're going to talk some more. But before we take a break, if you guys want to talk to Dr. T, you can call us at 284-6597. We're going to open the lines up and you can ask any questions that you may have. Again, the number is 284-6597. We're going to be right back. Stay tuned.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero. Champion. Fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Are you flood ready? Monitor trusted sources for info. Wear protective gear when you clean up. Contact your insurance provider to assess the damage. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
Jimmy's Holiday Resort.
We are back. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being a part of this inspirational segment. Our Medical Corner continues, or Health Corner continues, and we're speaking with Dr. T, or Dr. Todd Denoon. Dr. T for me, but Dr. Todd Denoon for the rest of you. All right?
Because we're besties now.
Yeah, because
we go way back.
We besties, so it's Dr. T for me. Just a reminder of the phone lines. I really need for you guys to call. It's 284-6597. 284-6597. And we are back with Dr. Todd. Before the break, you were talking about, well, I asked a question, as a matter of fact, about the ecosystem and the effects and the changes. My other question is, should we be very, very much concerned moving forward?
Yes, so we should be concerned, and I want to underscore that concern with responsible responses and not panic, because panic really doesn't serve anything, because you're much more likely to do something that may make the situation worse. So now that you know that there is a situation, and again, a situation that has been happening. This is not a new situation. So remember that you've survived thus far. But now that you know that there's something out there, you know that humans have an impact, and you know that your day-to-day behavior can have an impact or is contributing, then you could start making small changes, and of course, getting information from credible sources as to how your behavior should change.
Okay, so we have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Quick question for the doctor. Is there any home remedies that we could use to prevent or to treat with zoonosis?
All right. So the question is about home remedies. So it's really important for us to understand that zoonosis is a wide category of disease that involves many different diseases. So those diseases, the causative agents may be bacteria, they may be fungi, they may be viruses like rabies, or they may be even these really interesting things called prions, which are what mad cow disease is, right? So first and foremost, any sort of remedy would be tailored to the specific agent, whether it is something that can be effective at home or through conventional medicine. That is up to the disease. I often like to underscore medicine and the natural homeopathic movement by saying that, one, there is no safe substance. There's only safe ways of using substances. And I really want to underscore that because we think something that is natural is always going to be good, it's safe, it came from nature. But again, something that's 100% natural is snake venom. Poison ivy is all natural. So nature is not this wonderful, harmonious thing that is willing to open its arms up to us and cuddle us. Nature can be very vicious, and there isn't something that you can use, for example, in any large quantity or in any quantity, any form that will never have a negative effect. So with home remedies, you're looking at the difficulty in standardizing dosages. You're looking at the fact that we may not know the mechanism by which it is acting and all those other things. So to say, I can't directly say that there is a home remedy for zoonosis because there isn't one remedy for everything. But most importantly is to speak with your doctor, speak with your healthcare provider. If you don't have one, I would suggest getting one so that they can build a good relationship with you, so they know what your concerns are and they can tailor your treatment or your healthcare to your needs.
Definitely. That was actually a good question because a lot of people are, and I have to say during the pandemic, this kind of spiked a lot of interest in home remedies, a lot of interest in the naturalness of what is going around us, which are very, very beneficial. We have another caller. Caller, come talk to Dr. Todd. What's your question?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hello. Good morning. Yeah. So I have a cat, and I would like to know what kind of symptoms you may see in a cat.
Could you repeat that question for me?
So I have a cat at home,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to know what kind of symptoms you may see in a cat.
What kind of symptoms we will see in a cat?
Yes.
Sounds like it.
Yes.
Right. So, I mean, again, symptoms are tied to diseases. So what I would do is sort of talk about the common diseases in cats and what you could generally see. So a lot of the very common diseases in cats affect the immune system. So you're going to see a cat that is not thriving as much, that may have opportunistic infections, which tend to affect either the respiratory system, so you have cold, or the digestive system, so you have diarrhea, you have vomiting, or you have lesions or sores around the mouth, because those are the systems that interact with the environment. So you're putting things into the animal is putting things into its mouth, which again, not sterile because the world isn't sterile. They're breathing in things, again, that's in the environment. So the respiratory tract and the digestive tract are sort of the front line for opportunistic infections. You could also have skin infections. So those are the sort of signs that you would generally see in cats. And again, when you have a kitten, the first thing that you want to do is start deworming. Come to the veterinary office, get the animal examined. They can start with deworming. You can have a consultation about diet and management. And of course, vaccines. Again, very important for controlling diseases, whether they are species-specific or whether they are zoonotic.
That's a very good point, because the other question that I was going to ask was about vaccines, the process of vaccination, the importance, the pros, the cons, if any. You know, I like to have a balanced playing field. So whereas you're indulging in the positivity aspects of what we're discussing, there are the negativities that could arise. And so that is what Brunch is all about. We are here to really inform you and, you know, give you that space where you can make informed decisions on your life, as a matter of fact. So the caller would have just mentioned about her particular instance, which would be a cat, a pet cat. And I think what you were saying, if I could just reiterate, is that you have to know the specifics. It's tailored to the species, it's tailored to their normal habits, what they like, what they don't like,
and the specific disease, of course.
Yes, and the specific disease, of course, which is also something that I felt the need to really reiterate. That's why I even came back to that part of the discussion, because for those of us who have pets, you know, we often have those concerns. But the importance of vaccination, let's touch on that a bit for our viewing membership and our listeners.
Right. So vaccines have played an integral role in controlling disease spread. And so that would be the incidence of disease, which is the morbidity. So how often this disease shows up in the general population, but also the mortality of the disease. Do people die, or individuals or animals die from the disease? Vaccines, what a vaccine is a modified form of a disease-causing agent. So you may either kill the agent, you may weaken it, or you may take part of the agent. You put it in a form that you can then introduce into an organism, or an animal, or a human. And what that does is it familiarizes the immune system with that agent. So when it reaches the real agent, the big, strong, bad one, with all the virulence, with all the potential for harm, it already knows what to do. And it can, the antibodies can then interact with it, neutralize it, and mount a defense much more rapidly than introducing a novel or new thing where it now has to get familiar, it now has to produce antibodies. So that time, that maybe about 2 weeks of dealing with a new thing, can literally be the time between life and death versus a few hours, a few days with a vaccine. All right? And of course, back to what I said earlier, there is no safe substance. There are only safe ways of using them. And part of the conversation during COVID-19 and the vaccine, which again was not a new conversation, it happens almost every time there is a large pandemic or a new vaccine. It happened when the polio vaccine was coming out. But we really don't talk about polio because very few people know of individuals who have polio.
Indeed.
Right? But the concern is with adverse vaccine reactions. That is a reality. That is a medical reality. There are going to be individuals in our environment who react very strongly to things that are, for the general population, innocuous. Let us look at milk. Many people can have milk. For some people, if they have milk, their whole day is ruined.
Yes.
Right? And even more interestingly, you could be allergic to yourself. So autoimmune diseases. So people are literally allergic to themselves. So like rheumatoid arthritis, your body is reacting to your synovial fluid and your joint fluid. So looking at the grand scheme of things, that you can have negative reactions to yourself or things that are very common, for sure you can have reactions to vaccines. So what you're going to have to do when you're getting a vaccine, you have to look at your past history with vaccines in general. Are you an individual that has had negative reactions? If you haven't, then chances are you may not. Does not mean that you won't, but it may not. You also have to look at what is your immune status. Are you immune compromised, whether it is because of an immune deficiency, whether it is because you're going through chemotherapy, and that tends to affect the immune status, your immune status, whether you have multiple comorbidities and your body is just dealing with a lot at the moment. All those things come into play with whether or not you can be vaccinated. And once you know whether you can or can't, you can make a decision. For example, if you can't, then you may have to modify the way that you're living, the way that you're interacting,
Definitely.
so that you protect yourself, because you don't have this other protection. And again, vaccines work as part of an entire process. So once you have a vaccine, you have to look at your role within the community, the way that you're interacting, the risks that you're taking as well. So a vaccine is not this cure-all, but it is part of a robust health response.
Oh, I had the question. You guys realize what happened there? I had the question lined up, and it so happened that Dr. T answered all of the questions. He dotted all the I's and crossed all of the T's. I told you we're besties. I told you that. I told you. So it's like a telepathic thing going on here.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it, and he's saying it to you guys. You know what? I have a trivia question for you. This is going to be good. Which Tobagonian calypsonian performed in a British family movie? This is going to be good. Name that Tobagonian calypsonian that performed in a British family movie. Your prize is amazing. It is a brunch for two at Waves Restaurant. Have you ever been? Come on, get those fingers typing, and this could be you. Which Tobagonian calypsonian performed in a British movie, family movie? Yeah? So I think I said it enough times. So it's up to you guys to get typing, and we will get back to you in a bit. We have another call on the line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, caller.
Hello.
Good morning. Can you hear me clearly?
Good morning.
Hi. Good morning. Can you hear me clearly? Great. So I
Caller,
wanted to know, based on the topic.
We're having a little trouble hearing you. Can you turn your set down? Can you turn your TV down while you talk to us?
Of course. All right. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
A bit better, yes.
Okay, great. So as we're on the topic of zoonosis, and as how it's a transmittable disease between animals and humans just alike, I wanted to know, are there like specific categories based on this type of disease?
Based on the start of the...
I think she said based on this type of disease.
Okay, so yes,
Based on
the
the
main...
type of disease.
Right, so the main categorization would be based on the causative agent, as well as the type of spread. So looking at the categorization based on causative agent, you have bacterial zoonoses, you have parasitic zoonoses, such as tapeworms, so that speaks about where we're getting our meat from, how we prepare our meat. Fungal zoonoses, such as ringworm, very common. Not a worm, it's an actual fungus. Viruses such as rabies and prions, which would be bovine spongiform encephalopathy or mad cow disease. All right, and there are others, but it's a very small group, and we have not had any incidents of mad cow disease locally, so it's not something that we need to necessarily be too concerned about. Know that it's there, but also the other category is how they are transmitted. So either by direct contact, for example, rabies is spread by the bite of infected individuals. So infected animals bite humans, it is transmitted in the saliva. Being in the environment, so whether it's aerosolized, so you have an individual who is coughing or sneezing and that's going in and you're inhaling it, or indirectly, so through mosquitoes or through some sort of vector or intermediate animal. So those are the main categories, so causative agent and mode of transmission.
All right. So for our listeners and our viewing public, we need to, for those of you, and I know I'm having a feeling that persons are wondering if there are any numbers that they can call regarding Zoonosis 2023, and also getting your lovely friends, your lovely animal friends to the vet.
Yes.
I'm thinking that that's what you're thinking. All right, so I'm going to let Dr. T give a number where you can reach the clinic, because you definitely need to get your lovely animals in, and also contact information if needed for those of you wondering about Zoonosis 2023. So Dr. T, over to you.
All right, so again, I'm from the Tobago Animal Hospital. We are located up at Government House Road, obliquely opposite the President's House. Our contact numbers or office number is 239 7837 7837, or our emergency number, which is 688 8281. That's 688 8281. So the emergency number also is our WhatsApp number. You can get us there after hours, but you could also get us at the office number during the day. We're also on social media, whether it's both on Facebook and Instagram. For messages, if you're going to use our social media platform, you get faster responses on Facebook rather than Instagram.
Oh, I have to leave you. I am not happy. This should have been a longer interview. I have enjoyed speaking with you
I really have enjoyed being here as well.
And we are going to take a break, and we are going to be right back. It's DIY time. Yay! Love it, love it, love it. Live for it. We're going to be right back after this. Thank you so much, Dr. T, for joining us.
Thank you very much, Janelle, for having me.
Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we and all are who we be. To Tobago. Indulge in the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages, and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present, and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
Dance Ensemble Tobago presents the return July 8th, 2023 from 5 p.m. Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with Caribbean Stars 10th edition at the Shore Park Complex. Representing for 2023 THA Assemblyman Natisha Charles Panting. Rise and Shine Morning Show host Brother B. Former host of Let's Talk Tobago Avian Parks. Lady Morge of Pulse 89.5 FM, Cara Vaughan of Freedom 106.5 FM, Michelle Borrell of 107.7 FM. For more information, contact Tobago Danceport at gmail.com or Miss N White 772-9049 or Miss N Dick 340-5758. Admission only $150. Children only $75 at the door. Tickets available at D&D Jeweler, Tobago United Corporate, Milford 24 Gas Station, Crown Point, Tobago, and Dance Ensemble. Class members after party from 10 p.m. till midnight. Don't you miss this one.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bonaccord, right in Strawberry Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
How it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
It is a DIY day on the Brunch, A Taste of Tobago set. This is one of my favorite segments, actually, and I am very privileged to be speaking with Roberta Cipriani Cepasad, and she is one of the best, how do I say, beadists, jewelry makers, you name it, this woman can do it. So, Roberta, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here with us on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. So, I see you have all your lovely stuff laid out. Tell us a bit about what we're going to be doing today.
Yes, well, thanks for having me.
You're most welcome.
So, today we're going to do pearls. We know now is graduation season, and pearls don't ever go out of style.
No, they don't.
Right? So what we will do with the pearls, we're going to put a touch of bling in between the pearls. So we have the pearls, and we have some bling. Probably we do an earring and a chain.
Okay.
We could give you the easier one first, and we can set up the earring, and then we can start the chain. Right? So it's basic stuff. We start with nylon, which you could get like at the hardwares, fishing depot, the fishing depot stores. And you see there's a certain size to it. right? It's like a 24 pound. It gets thicker and it gets thinner. So you don't want something too thin and you don't want something too thick.
Okay.
Right? So we cut off piece, which I already cut piece. And we can start by actually putting the bead on. So we're going to start the centerpiece.
So it's pearl,
Bling.
gold, pearl, bling, pearl, bling.
Yes. So we start with the big ones. We do about 4 or 5. And then we continue with smaller ones.
Okay.
So this is the centerpiece here.
All right.
That we're doing.
So you hear that, guys? You're starting with your centerpiece. Centerpiece has to pop.
Pop.
It has to be the accent of what you're designing. So we're starting with the centerpiece first.
Yes. So if we observe as you're now starting, the two ends, I detach them. So what you can do to avoid it falling off, because beads end up all over the place, we knot one end, and then we start on the other side. Right? So this side we could leave this side, and this side we start. So because I've been doing it for a while, I don't necessarily have to pick up the bead.
Okay.
Right? I'm not showing off, I'm just showing you.
No, you're the experts.
So someone once asked me if the string is magnetic. No, it is not. It's just I'm doing it a long time.
All right. So it's the pearl. It's the bling. So it follows a pattern.
Yes. So you see we are finished there. We could probably add a couple more, and then we can do the smaller ones to the side.
All right. So am I going with...
Yes, I do a bling now.
With the bling?
Which is gold and diamante.
So it's gold, it's diamante bling, and of course my
You have to
pearl.
look for the hole.
Where's my
Nice.
hole?
So we could probably add 2 more. And in the meantime, I will set up the pin for the earring.
Just for our viewers again, where can they purchase the twine that we're using?
Yeah, so the twine you can get at a hardware.
Okay, guys.
We only have one marine store in Tobago that I know of, in Canaan. The fish hooks we have at, is it Parker's?
Oh, yes.
Philip,
Good old
downstairs.
Parker's.
Yeah, next to Wasta there. Go down the stairs. And we get like the hooks for the earrings. And the pearl beads. Well, different parts of the island have pearl beads.
Okay. So this is good here.
Right? So what I will do now, I would add in a little another size. Oops. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
So that's why I just use a piece of
All
board.
in a day's work. So how long have you been doing such lovely work?
Well, I've been doing this for at least 25 years.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So I probably would have seen your designs.
Probably. A lot of it would have been persons that, like tourists, they more tend to appreciate, sadly enough.
The crafts.
Yeah, the natural jewelry.
And where can we find you for our viewers?
Well, I don't have a spot at the moment because it's not something that is very consistent anymore, sadly enough, on the island.
Okay.
So I can only be contacted via a phone call or WhatsApp.
All right. So we'll get your
number.
Contact info.
Right? So you could try with the smaller ones.
So we're doing...
So we reached the smaller ones.
Are we still doing bling in between?
No, we finished with bling. That's enough bling there now. The bling is quite expensive, so we try to vary it, especially when making it for persons. We want to make it affordable for persons.
Okay. And this is one thing that I have learned with creatives such as Roberta. Now, the time and the effort that it takes to construct these pieces, we who are not in that industry, we do not have an idea of the time that it takes.
So
when you see a price, please do not question why it is that price. Just saying that for the general public, okay?
Interesting. Thanks for that, though.
Yes.
So most times persons basically pay for the material. You can't really pay for the time and the energy.
Ah, there you go. There you have it.
So I will just show the viewers what we do with the earring. By the time, this is the earring pin.
So I'm just finishing up with the
Yes.
parts of the necklace there.
So make sure our time is used wisely.
Yes.
So I add a small.
Mm-hmm.
The earring is basic. It's just to learn to actually bend it. Then I put a bling.
Yeah. I need to look closely at the earring, the earring part, because I want to.
It's the easiest part.
Make some earrings for myself.
The only difficult part of that is learning to bend it.
Mm-hmm.
My nerves. Nerves on eyesight.
Well, you've been doing it for a long time. So, you've been doing it for a long time.
So, ready for the earring.
All right.
The earring hook.
Mm-hmm.
Add it on. So you observe what happened there, right? And take it and we fold it down. So it's always good to have a little pair of nipples where you can roll it.
You squeeze it down. That's to hold it in place.
And it gives it a nice, because of the shape, it gives it a nice roll.
Mm-hmm. A nice finish.
Yes. And it comes in nice and you put it in there and...
Woo! Yeah. You see?
So that's just a simple calm one. If you wanted something longer, we will use something like this length.
Okay. And you have like a longer effect.
Yeah, you just add more beads and same basic. Right? So it becomes frustrating when the beads are small, but it's something that I actually like. Let me kind of put on a little bit of eyes here.
Yeah. That's the end of it here. All right, so as we're continuing with beading, guys, we're continuing with the beading. And if you notice the centerpiece, you're beginning to see the centerpiece.
The formation.
Yes, the formation is a bit more pronounced now because you're having the smaller beads being used on the ends.
Let me see. Sometimes this tends to be a little too thick.
Yeah. So in case you guys missed it, we are doing pearls today. We're doing pearl themed jewelry. So you have your pearls and you have your bling, you have your necklace, and you have your earrings. And for those of you who are into crafty-like products, we have my good friend who is here with me today, Miss Roberta, who took the time to be with us on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. So we're currently finishing off with the necklace.
So I just want to do the both sides.
All right, so she's going to the opposite side now. And notice the speed that she's going with. That's because of years of experience. So it comes like clockwork.
Actually giving me a little trouble too, so
yeah, the smaller ones. Yeah, because after doing this for such a long time.
Yeah, and then because it's something that I love doing, I used to do it at some strange hours with poor lighting.
The lighting, yeah.
So we ask persons to always make sure they have proper lighting and avoid doing it in the dark, at night time.
Because it would catch up to you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it has.
It would catch up to you later on, in later years.
Right, so I just wanted to show basically what it would look like. Even if we don't reach all the way down to the end.
Yeah, but the pattern.
At least you would have an idea.
Yes.
And with the band is the same basic. Right, so what I want to do is show persons how to close it off.
All right.
Right. So these are a little difficult to get on the island.
All right, so we're closing the ends now.
Right, so we put on this. We always want to give the knot a little tight pull.
Yeah, tight knot.
It feels like 10 minutes already. Oops. I guess I didn't knot it enough. This is a big hole. So because these things are machine made, sometimes you get a little fault with them.
All right, so she's showing us how to close off the craft piece necklace.
Right, so we put this on. That is not happening.
Yeah, it just flew.
So, and then we have this one, which is the barrel end, which most persons would know, which is what I could also use and show. I'm not good at doing it with eyes.
Yeah.
Right, so this piece we take off. Persons tie on this end, but it doesn't look complete or professional.
Yes, and you want your piece to look professional. Always remember that.
So the barrel ends, we could put it in here. Do a knot. Tighten. Cut it short. Not the knot, but we're cutting it short. I don't know if you're seeing what's happening.
Yeah, we're seeing.
So this is the barrel end on the clasp, but you could tie it off with. Sometimes it tilts fingers. Nah. I think I pulled it too hard. Oh, so let's have something here. I have a little trick here with the pin.
All right, and we're looking on.
So this is where the patience part comes in.
Yes, a lot of patience, because it's not just doing the other parts. It's actually finishing the product.
That's where the patience
and
comes
making
in.
it look professional.
Finishing the product.
Yeah, making it look professional.
And sometimes you reach so far and they all fall.
Yes.
And they fall out.
And then you have to have the patience
To go again.
to try and get it right the next time.
So this would be one side.
Right. Oh, there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the other side, I would put the other. Where did I put it?
This looks like my daughter. This looks like something she would like. She's 3.
Yeah.
She would like
so
this.
I mean, there have a lot of young persons interested in it. So I tend to do a workshop soon. Just time.
Okay.
To show
We'll
persons.
be looking out for that workshop. Don't forget to leave your contact of my kings and queens as we are looking on at my good friend Roberta doing her thing. And doing it well, might I add. She's been doing it for how many years?
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years. So trust me, she knows what she's doing. Don't forget the trivia. You guys typing? I don't know. Don't forget. Okay, which Calypsonian performed the song on the British Family movie? It's going to be good. Trust me. All right? Don't forget. And win a brunch for 2 at Waves Restaurant. How good can it get? Come on, guys. Let those fingers work.
So to tie it off, which most times is a difficult thing for persons because we leave it slack. But I have come up with a technique where I use a safety pin or a needle.
Yeah.
But I had to use a hairpin today.
Okay.
Right? So you take the knot and you run it down to get it as tight as possible. And you're getting the knot down inside of the barrel.
Okay.
That way.
So you're reinforcing it one time.
You're pushing it down inside. And most times the barrel could take 2 knots. So because this is a thicker size than what I would normally use, knot it again.
Right.
And you push it down inside.
You're seeing the precision? Look at the precision, guys. That's what you need to look at. I myself, I need some classes. I need to start making some jewelry.
So I'll make sure and put you on the top of the list.
Yes, I need to be there.
So we take this and we push in the knot. And then we'll be able to tie it off like this. So I'll have to cut off the edges.
And so now comes
So normally this would be on the inside.
tying. Yeah.
But because time is against us, we put it here and we hold one side, turn one side. Always remember that.
Okay.
Right? To get it to close.
Hold one, turn one. Don't go spinning 2 sides.
Yes. Hold one side, turn one side. And that's how we get it to open and close. So we have these things all available in Tobago. Even if your jewelry is damaged, there are ways that you could actually fix them for yourself.
Yeah, I need a class. Put me down.
So probably we could use that on the hand for now.
Yeah, I need a class. So I'm gonna just lay this here and tell me what's going on. What are we doing next?
So what we could do, we could try, I would like you to try a long design.
All right.
So we could come out of the pearl and put up. You have some nice brown crystals here.
Yeah, I love these.
And then we could mix it.
Yeah, these are nice.
So I'm leaving it for you to connect your thoughts on it.
This, I need one more. One of these here.
Yeah, so it's always nice to put something in between.
Yeah.
It gives it a sort of a. So you see, we have some silver bling that you could try in between there and see. It looks nice like that, but just what happens with this is sometimes because of the shape. So we want to put this in between. Although we have the gold color ones that we could put. Right? We're not meaning to change your style.
No, but I need to know the right thing.
It's always better to put the bigger one
on top.
To the bottom. This will be the bottom.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So even this with the earring is an earring.
Yeah, this is nice.
You know, sometimes they get beads around the hole. Something bursts.
This is nice.
You know, so let's put some of this gold color pop.
Yeah, the gold.
And you could mix it. So we have natural beads. Sometimes you have a beaded curtain that bursts. You could make jewelry. You could get stuff like it. Like the piece that you have on there.
Yeah.
We didn't. It's not nylon, obviously. We would use something like stainless steel, which I'm sorry I didn't bring any to show.
But
and then you bend the wire, put them in the hole and you bend it and you make your joints, and that's how you get that lovely necklace you have on there. Different beads, some different things. You could go to the beach, you pick up shells. You know, you could get the holes pierced in them, and you could make your own stuff.
Yeah, I want to make
my
own stuff. Yeah.
A touch of Tobago all over.
Yeah.
As natural as possible.
And what better way to do that? So you already have natural beauty around, so it's good. What happens after this? I forgot. What do I do after this?
You think about something. Put on something. Try this on. See how it looks. Try this brown one, or you could even try the pearl. Something interesting, something to match your personality.
I think the pearl would do.
That actually looks interesting.
Yeah, this is nice.
And because it's long, we can always add two more. Probably one of these. Check one of these. This
here. The brown, no, the gold and then the brown.
Yeah. So it comes like a spacer.
Right. Yes.
Right? So, earring hook now. So now we're seeing your expertise with bending.
And here comes the good part.
So put it on.
So when this goes here, I bend it.
You take this and you roll it.
So I can't do it with my finger?
Well, you can, but it's not going to look
professional.
And it's not going to fold down where you want it.
Okay.
Yeah. So try one hand and then you try which is the stronger hand?
My right hand.
Right. So so you hold the left for this and you take the right and you bend it. So probably I could show you. I'm gonna take a piece. This is the hairpin, and we take it and we're doing like this.
And then like a curl.
Yeah.
Oh.
So try. Let's see.
So you place in here.
And you go downwards. Because you're already kind of deforming.
Yeah.
Right, so we have to raise it back up, so it has to go in between.
Okay, so it's back up.
So what happened is because the entire earring, the pin bends easily.
Yeah.
So we straighten it back. You're going good there. Right? I'm not showing you, not doing it for you, sorry. Right, so you're going to bend it down and see if you can get it to fit by that hole there.
But I tried getting it to. That's why I tell you to show me.
Yes, well, I'm showing you
what to do.
Well, here what to do. You hold here.
Yes.
Give me your right hand.
Okay, here's my right hand.
Right, let's hold because it's something that you have to actually get the form for, right?
Okay.
And we hold in.
Make sure it stays in.
To the end.
Mm-hmm.
And we're giving it a fold down. Turn downwards. It's like turning a key.
Okay.
Close it. So this is something that you could practice before we get it.
Yeah.
Right?
But
and then
it's kind of okay.
You're getting through.
Kind of.
Just to do like this now and close it in.
Yeah. And I'm going to continue folding, but you need to go get some water, get some tea, and we will be right back with more. All right, we'll be right back with Roberta.
Yeah, can I also right back with Roberta?
Best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable. Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Pieces. So this is necklace, pearl necklace with a bit of bling. So I hope you guys are looking and you can see what's going on. And also we had 2 earrings, 2 different styles. So I hope you guys could see the detail in what we did. So I just want to thank Roberta for being with us. Thank you for giving us your time. Thank you for sharing us your expertise. Thank you for having patience with me. I never did this before. I'm just going to let you give your number out for persons who are interested and would like to reach you. So you go ahead.
So my number is 774-8538. That is 774-8538.
All right. And on that note, we are going to take a break. When I say take a break, I mean take a break. Do everything so that you can come back and sit and be quiet and listen as we inform you and inspire you and empower you, because that's what we do at Brunch. So we are going to be right back. Don't go nowhere. Thank you so
much. Are you flood ready? Monitor trusted sources for info. Wear protective gear when you clean up. Contact your insurance provider to assess the damage. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero. Champion. Fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement, and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Excel Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
And we are back. Thank you so much for joining us. For those of you who are just sitting down, I know there are some of you. So let me welcome you to Brunch, mid-morning show, A Taste of Tobago. And I am very privileged to introduce my next guest. Now, I was just talking to her before the break, and I was telling her, oh my gosh, girl, I've been trying to get you on this show like forever. I've been seeing you and loving your positivity and what you're doing. And she finally made it. She's finally here.
Thank you so much.
Harris, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to be here, Janelle.
Thank you.
Finally.
Yes, I've been trying for so long.
Yes.
And you're finally with us. Mm-hmm. So Khadija is the director of J-Cash Leadership. Of course, you guys want to know what that is. So that's my first question. Tell us a bit about J-Cash.
Yes, Janelle. So J-Cash Leadership and Learning Academy is not crypto, right? Because the first time someone is hearing about J-Cash, they think, oh, is this some kind of...
Forex or crypto?
Yeah, Forex. It's not. Mm-hmm. It's an academy where we build global leaders It was actually established in Atlanta, and and we have extended. We've gone global. We've brought it to Trinidad and Tobago, and we are doing a lot of educational work and leadership services throughout the world, I would say. Yes.
Okay, and that is definitely something that we need to be realistic, and we need to know that
Yes.
times are changing.
It is.
And so your way of doing things in 1962 does not bear relevance to what we're doing in 2023 and beyond.
That's right.
And it is the same thing when it comes to finances. It's the same thing when it comes to the human aspect of life. And so, Khadija, this brings me to my next question, the elite mindset experience. Tell us a bit about that.
Okay, so the Elite Mindset Experience, Janelle, is a TV show that we are launching next week, Monday. It is a program that is going to equip and empower people of Tobago, people of Trinidad, globally, to really call themselves to action, to change, because a lot of us want to change, but we don't know how, and we have a lot of limiting self-beliefs and sabotaging thoughts that we need to overcome. So this is just a program to empower them to take action and to really develop them in the light of leadership and educational programs that we offer through coaching as well.
And not only that, empowering them holistically.
Yes.
Each hand has to clap in order to create a sound. And so the mindset has to be nurtured, just as your spirituality has to be nurtured and your way of thinking comes into play there. Tell us a bit about dealing with, now I'm just for the viewers, because I know some of you may have questions. Now, why is it that we think negatively before the positivity comes in? Why do we have to work so hard to think positively?
Well, I think that negative thoughts are always the first thing that comes to a person's mind. And I think it's really ignorance. Human beings are not broken, but they are, to a vast majority, very ignorant to change.
Right.
And the first thought is always something negative. Why can't we change that dynamic? And that is what mindsets is all about, because the sets stand for something, right? So as bridge builders, my husband and I are the owners of JCash Leadership and Learning Academy. And we have this mindsets series of educational programs, which are asynchronous. And we also provide the virtual and face-to-face delivery of these programs.
All right.
But the mindsets is actually, it stands for success. We want to carry people from success to elevation, to transformation, into significance. Because, Janelle, when you have tasted significance, you no longer desire to be successful, because you stand out so much more. And it's so much more powerful and impactful to transform your mind to what you want your results to be.
So it starts with the mind.
It does.
It starts with the mind. And a lot of times we hear people pulling away from evolution. A lot of us do not want to evolve or grow.
Yes.
And that is an issue that I think, I'm sure that you guys would have come across some persons like that. How do you even begin to change that way of thinking? It's a difficult task, but how do you even begin to have someone thinking just a little differently than they were thinking yesterday?
Yes. So, Janelle, as an elite influencer coach, I just completed a program in the UK where it's a coaching practitioners level, UK accreditation rather. And, this is where coaching comes in. So in order for you to change someone's thinking pattern, you have to really influence their conscious and unconscious belief system.
Okay, say that again. Listen to this. Listen. Say that again.
So in order to change someone's thought life or thought pattern, you have to influence their unconscious and conscious belief system. So in order to do that, we start with powerful questions, and that is where coaching comes in, because it doesn't matter your title, your position, whether you're a CEO, supervisor, employee, or regular, public servant.
A regular average Joe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone has limiting self-beliefs. And coaching, in order to change, because coaching is the most transformational process known to mankind. And what we provide, my husband and I, we provide mindset coaching. So we want to change their thinking, change their thought patterns. And the only way to do that is through coaching, because it possesses so much powerful transformation, and it influences your conscious mind and your unconscious mind.
Okay. So with your unconscious mind, you're saying that we need to fuel. It needs to be fueled just as much as the conscious mind.
Because let me tell you why. So our results are a consequence of our actions and our behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
How is that? How do you want to change your results? The only way to change your results is to modify your actions and behaviors. And where does that come from? It comes from the quality of your thinking.
There you go.
If you always think negativity and, you have no way for positive thought to come in, that is when you need intervention. One hand don't clap.
Mm-hmm.
We need people. People need people. I am a coach, but I have a coach.
Yes.
Yes. So the coach is the one who is the master of coaching. And if I need a coach, then of course somebody else who is a regular CEO or a regular person or anybody in a leadership position, they need mentors and coaches as well. And I believe in my heart rather that coaching is really powerful on all levels.
Definitely.
To bring transformation. My husband and I, we have impacted so many people internationally and right here. We've been doing seminars. Well, actually, you know what? We don't call it seminars.
Okay.
We call it experiences, leadership experiences. Because when they leave, wow, I tell you.
They come back, they leave actually very much different from when they came.
Yes, they leave energized, they leave refreshed. They feel accomplished that, yes, this wasn't just a boring seminar,
so to speak. Yes.
We bring high tech, high touch. My husband is so awesome. When he steps into a room, you can feel that.
It.
Yes.
And big up to Hazi.
Yes, J. Lamont Harris, you are awesome.
Yes. And on that note, Khadijah, we are going to wrap. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back. Please, guys, our book club is up next. Our friends from the Tobago Writers Guild are here, and we don't want you to miss out on what's going on. So we are going to take a break and we're going to be right back.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Are you flood ready? Review and update insurance coverage. Install floodgates and barriers. Create a family flood plan. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
Full Disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full Disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we and all are who we be. Tobago. Indulge in the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages, and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present, and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
Dance Ensemble Tobago present the return July 8th, 2023 from 5 p.m. Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with Caribbean Stars 10th edition at the Shore Park Complex, representing for 2023 THA Assemblyman Natisha Charles Panting. Rise and Shine morning show host Brother B. Former host of Let's Talk Tobago, Avian Parks. Lady Morge of Pulse 89.5 FM. Cara Vaughan of Freedom 106.5 FM. Michelle Borrell of 107.7 FM. For more information, contact Tobago Dance Sport at gmail.com or Miss N White 772-9049 or Miss N Dick 340-5758. Admission only $150. Children only $75 at the door. Tickets available at D&D Jeweler, Tobago United Corporate, Milford 24 Gas Station, Crown Point, Tobago, and Dance Ensemble class members. After party from 10 p.m. till midnight. Don't you miss this one.
And welcome back to Book Club Corner, and thank you for staying with us and tuning in to Brunch. Today we are having wine with Mrs. Deborah Moore Miggins. I'm so happy and proud and excited today to have her on the show. Today we're going to be, before we get into Miss Miggins, today Miss Miggins and I are going to be having a little toast, a little cheers to some seedless grape wine from Sweet Hand Wines. Mrs. Miggins, I want a toast.
Girl, not turn me head there this morning. Try.
This wine just might do it. So sip slowly, sip slowly. But on Brunch and the Book Club Corner, Titi, we have a good time. We relax. Mm-hmm. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and on Instagram. We're Book Club Corner TT. But today we're going to be talking with Mrs. Deborah Moore Miggins, the author, the published author of 2 books, and she's also an attorney at law. That's how most of us know her. Apart from that, she is the co-founder and one of the directors of the Tobago Writers Guild. And let me tell you, she is just super smart, right? And Mrs. Miggins, in 1982, she set up her practice here in Tobago as an attorney at law. 10 years later, in 92, she won the Hubert Humphrey Award, and she was given a scholarship to study in the USA. And then 4 years later, in 1996, she contested the THA election as an independent, right? And she won handsomely. And we're so proud of Mrs. Miggins. She is a former senator, one of the former THA minority leaders. So she has her hand in many, many pies. Just a really intelligent, smart, funny lady. And we're going to be talking to her today about her book, The Caribbean Proverbs That Raised Us. Yes?
Yes, thank you. That was a lovely introduction. You know so many things about Mrs. McGinnis. Where were you?
I don't even want to say where I was in 1992.
I could imagine. So thank you for having me, and good morning to your listeners. It's always good to do things on my book. Of course, you know, I'm always doing things on the law. So when I get that break, if I could find it, I just enjoy it.
Yes, and we're so happy to have you because let me tell you, I remember my introduction to Proverbs while it was as a child. You know, you're hearing the different Proverbs. Your friend will carry you, don't bring you back. You know, the different Proverbs. But we had a book called Student's Companion, right? And in the back of Student's Companion, there was a section on Proverbs.
That's correct.
But it wasn't our Caribbean Proverbs.
That's the point.
So when I saw you had this book, the Caribbean Proverbs that raised us, I said, wow. This is us. This is what your granny and your mommy and your daddy and your neighbor. This is how we communicate and talk in the Caribbean. So I said, Mrs. Miggins has to be here to talk to us about this book. I want you to tell us, Mrs. Miggins, share with the the viewing audience. Why did you decide to write a book about Caribbean proverbs, local and Caribbean proverbs, and what's your favorite proverb in the book?
Gosh. First of all, I have many favorites. So it's hard to take one. But, strange you would ask that in the context of the Student's Companion. Because that's a book I think every Caribbean child adores. I loved it. I used to read it and read everything. So this page with these proverbs always, attracted me. I loved it. But of course, you heard the word is proverbs, and you know that your parents and the neighborhood say their own way of what you thought was proverbs too. And I then realized, just as you said, Joel, that there are sets of proverbs to different places, I guess. And while the English or this man Wilfred Best who wrote the Student's Companion, he may have been exposed to that set of proverbs.
Right.
There were we growing up, not only exposed to that set, but we know another set in our head coming from our parents. And most important, if you notice, the face of the book had a very beautiful design that also impacted me.
Yes.
It was that moonlight night getting together in our villages. Oh, that was so beautiful.
Right.
Where the villagers, man, I refer to it in the book as well, where the villagers came together in the night, moonlight. Yeah, I think it had to have that moonlight. And they would talk all, we don't do it now, these things have gone. But they would talk Jumbie story. Of course, that is the one you're afraid to walk home. Every banana leaf you see, you stand up. Some people must stay the whole night because they couldn't pass. They think it's Jumbie. But they had, what they call it, proverbs. They had riddles. Riddle shall be, water lay down, water stand up. What is that cane? And a whole comment to them. And of course, you had a pot of pea soup boiling there, and corn roasting here, and Sam. I don't know if all you know about Sam. You know
I've heard of it. I've heard of it. Never had it.
Sam ponging and we eating. A dog or two lie down around. It was truly.
That's a rich heritage, a rich culture, a rich life. And I'm so glad you're here to recall some of those memories with us as we talk about, your book, The Caribbean Proverbs That Raised Us, because we sometimes forget that, not because we did not have, the social media and the internet proliferating as it is now, that we weren't having a good time.
That's right.
Life was rich, it's still rich, but what we want to remember is that local culture and local community village spirit we want to remember. I think that full moon used to give a lot of wisdom.
Yes, and I would talk about it. It made such an impact on me and others growing up at the time. Because you had dancing, riddle, you had proverb, you had all kinds of, as I said, Jumbie stories. And the villagers of all kinds got together in one yard. And we had that perhaps another year the next time.
I am, I'm really full of excitement to get in this book. You know how they say don't cut the Bible? We'll be cutting this book today.
All right.
I am going to just open the book and pick a page and we're going to get into these proverbs because she explains in this book. And congratulations to all the common entrance students, all the SEA students. Let me correct myself. We're in this modern day now. We forget about common entrance. It's SEA now. Congratulations to all the SEA students who wrote that exam and got their results. I think it's this week they got the results. Congratulations. And let me tell you, parents, this book, The Caribbean Proverbs That Raised Us, is an excellent gift. Many of you all took your children to KFC and Subway to give them, a little ice cream and reward them. You're probably going to have little parties for them now that results have come out. But don't forget that they need to read and they need literature that is going to give them not only a good education, but a good sense of self. And this book, Caribbean Proverbs That Raised Us, is going to do that. We don't want you to forget. You can get it on Amazon. You can also call Mrs. Miggins to get your copy of that book. So let me get into it.
Sure.
I'm just gonna open it.
All right. Well, you're open to.
Okay, so page 117. Let me tell you. All right, this is one that you all know. More haste, less speed. An easy one. We started with some easy ones this morning.
Yeah. It's something like this would be used by parents to slow down the children. Telling them life not running away as the basic thing. The more you hustle and run behind things in haste, you may have to, there's a repenting letter, but there's also more haste. You run fast there. We have to slow back down on this side. It is, it's always good to be proactive, and that is good too. But the whole thing about it, you have to know when and how to go in haste, because you could be recording less speed. You could really be going backwards.
Yes. There's another proverb that would go with this one, and that is, what they say, measure twice, cut once, right? More haste, less speed.
Correct.
So there's so many ways to say that one thing, but then again, it really depends on the context. It really depends on what's happening that day.
And the context, it just jumps out. The context just leads you to the right proverb, and it just jumps out at you. The context, something gets you. Watch yourself, more haste.
I love how you did this book. Let's go to the table of contents. Let me tell you why I'm going to the table of contents. Because Miss Miggins, in this book, she's laid out, right, in the chapters, because the book is about proverbs that raised us. And what she did in the contents is to itemize areas of living, right? Areas that you would put in place to raise your children, to communicate in your community with your friends, your family. And let me just read some of these chapters because they're very, very telling. So we have one, courtesy, good manners, and honesty. There's another chapter that deals with choosing good friends, one with humility, one with discipline, thrift, and lend hand. And we know the lend hand system is quite alive today. We have a lot of credit unions around that came out of the lend hand, came out of Susu, right? And we know that Susu is ingrained in our culture. That's how a lot of us were able to achieve many of our goals. Send children to school when school was an expense. It's free now, but you used to have to pay to send your children to school. And that really was something that a lot of parents used to do a lend hand during the vacation to make sure they had their money to send. So when she has in here discipline, thrift, and lend hand, that really is AKA Finance 101, right? Those are the classes that they're doing now. They don't have any class mark lend hand, right? It's Finance and Account 101. But let me just tell you, this book has laid out a lot of understanding human nature, handling disappointments, and developing positive attitudes. And this speaks about entitlement.
Correct.
This talks about, thinking that you're entitled to a good life and to getting a good, you have to make it in life. You have to put yourself out there and do the work. And I love that this chapter is dealing with that. And we're just going to go on to the last chapter that I'm looking at here, healthy living. I mean, how many times you look at programs and they're talking about, alkaline water and how to put fruits and alkalinize your water and, what vitamins and minerals to take and how to eat. And you have here proverbs
that promotes that same idea, tells you that everything done in moderation. I think that's one of the key things, or like me want to throw off some pounds. But I love to eat mango endlessly. More come before me, I can't resist. So everything done in moderation.
Mrs. Miggins, I can't support you with that moderation when it comes to mango. Mango is an exception, and I know plenty people watching this program today going to know that mango is an exception. You cannot during mango season talk about moderation. What blasphemy is that? Right?
Sapodilla too for me.
Let me tell you. Just bring. Let me tell you. I just putting it out there. Anybody who has mango trees, you don't want any more, just bag them up, bring them for Jewel. I'll help you out. I'm that good Samaritan. I'll look out for you. I'll take one for the team. Bring your mangoes. Thank you for that plug.
Because I think I've had my fill, and it's showing all about the place. So,
but when she says, everything in moderation, we want to drink responsibly. Remember, we have local companies doing local wines. And this one is called Seedless Grapes. And we do have sea grapes as well in the Caribbean. We want to make sure we support our local entrepreneurs and we support our local culture. This wine is...
Who did this?
This is Sweet Hand Wines, a good friend of mine, Gemma.
Really?
Yeah, she's obliquely opposite Penny Savers in Canaan. Yeah?
Really?
Yes, and she gave us these wines. We'll be getting more wines. When we have brunch, come on, people. We got to take a little bit.
Outstanding.
Right? Yeah, a little for the stomach sake, right? So we're taking a little sip today.
And I love grapes myself. There's another one. So
we're going back to the book. Mrs. Miggins, tell us, why did you decide to write a book about proverbs, about Caribbean proverbs? Didn't the Student's Companion, wasn't that sufficient for you? What about the other books we have? Why you felt you wanted to write a book?
Several things conspired. One was my mother had died, and because she had shared so many proverbs with us, her eulogy was constructed with a lot of those proverbs, and we were paying tribute to her. She was a master at just churning them up. Secondly, our family built around proverb. We always making joke and bringing in a proverb here and there. So again, but the third most important thing is my children. When I see my children, when I would drop a proverb and months after, they come back at me with the same proverb, meaning it impacted on them, they remember it.
Yeah.
I was shocked because to hear young people quoting proverb is sweet, a nice ring to it. So my son especially used to say when he greedy and he eat up and I even get any, he just turn to me and say, kill picnic give mama, eh? Now what that means. Kill picnic give mama, mama not go eat it.
Yeah.
But kill mama give picnic. Picnic and yam down and ask some more. That's the proverb.
Yes.
So I used to tell him that, oh God, Sanders, you don't kill, but if I kill picnic and give me to eat, I wouldn't eat it. So as he eats up eating and he know he deprived me, he just turned to me and said, kill picnic, give me my shortened version. And Devon would come back and me, pig ask him, mama, make him out so long. So when I hear them, I say, let me give them and my grandchildren and everything they need. They have it all. If they want to quote proverbs, here it is.
Yeah.
Local ones, better yet.
Listen,
so that's how I came.
You all get this book. Get this book. This is a book for the summer. This is a book for the children. This is a book for the adults. This is a book for all ages. This is a coffee table book. This is a lime and talk foolishness whole day book. This book is for every occasion. You're hanging out at the beach, you need this book. You all fellas like to tell jokes? Get this book, right? One of the things I was so proud about was when you told me your daughter, and another young lady, another Tobagonian, 3 women were going to be presenting academic papers on Proverbs.
That's correct.
At a Proverbs colloquium in Portugal.
That's correct.
Right?
Yes.
And this is the first time, people that not just Tobago, but the Caribbean, any Caribbean representative or person has been asked to present academic papers at this Proverbs colloquium. And we were so proud to hear that you and Devon presented. Tell us about that experience and, tell us how that came to be.
Yes. How did I get? I was usually surfing and I saw something about the capital city of Proverbs. And I said, well, I just feel Tobago had the best of all Proverbs and most prolific, and we should be the capital. So I researched it a little more. And up came Portugal claiming the city of Tobago, what it's called, is the city where Proverbs are, and it's the capital city of Proverbs. So I realized they were doing this colloquium and followed and researched and contacted. And eventually, after talking with the coordinator, he was willing to listen to what we had to say, send us your draft, which we did. And the girl there's a girl who was actively involved with me in doing the research. She had just given her mother, just randomly, mother came in to see me. And she wasn't even there at the time. They live in England. And those are the people who love this book so much, those who live abroad. And her mother took the book up to her. And lo and behold, she said, girl, this is our Bible. She, her sister, both of them doing their doctorate and writing doctorate. You see the healthy living? One is writing the doctorate on the healthy living part, and the other one is doing labor movement and the Proverbs. And both of them, but the healthy living one didn't present. But the one who was doing on labor, she presented it. She was accepted. So that's the three. Of course, Devon is doing something with social media and how the Proverbs, looking at young people and how they respond to Proverbs and whether social media had any implications that could bring out Proverbs. So the three, we had three different areas we were focusing on, because I was doing the socioeconomic impact of Proverbs. So they had to take three of us because it's not as though we were duplicating each other or anything.
Well, let me tell you, we're out of time right now. We're going to give you the trivia question. We have a really nice prize. But, this is one of those conversations. We need a full bottle of local wine, right? She says two. I love her. I love you. And we need 2 bottles of wine. We need some more people. We need some, a nice little talk and laugh session about this book, The Caribbean Proverbs That Raised Us by Deborah Moore Miggins, attorney at law, published author. We need to get that. Get your copy of that book. But before we go, we just want to tell you the trivia for today for Book Club Corner. And our trivia question is a proverb. You give us the meaning of this proverb, and what you're going to win are 2 spots to a workshop on Saturday, this coming Saturday, for authors, published authors. And this workshop is called Marketing for Caribbean Authors. It's a masterclass I'm doing. I am a book marketer by profession. I really help authors get their book out there. And what we're going to be doing is sharing some tools with you. So give us the meaning of this proverb. Write it in the comments. The first 2 persons who get it correctly. And the proverb is, one day, Congo tea. It's my favorite because I had no idea what it meant. So we're wrapping up today. We thank you for having brunch with us, Mrs. Miggins. Cheers to you as we chill and relax and talk about this book. And we want you to remember to get your copy of this book. And next week, we will be talking with Mr. Rodney Pigott about his book, Damn That Habit. So get in there, get your books, get ready, get your wine, get your favorite snack, and meet us here for Book Club Corner next week, Wednesday at 11:30. Cheers.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thanks to Gemma.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bon Accord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Live more.
And we are back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We had a wonderful time, and I was just chatting here with my sister from another mister, Miss Joel Green George. You know, the trivia question, nobody got it. I wonder if Joel knows the answer to this question.
Oh my God.
Do you know the Tobagonian calypsonian who performed in the British movie? I can't say the name of the movie.
You can't?
Yeah. Name a Tobagonian calypsonian that performed in a British family movie.
Okay, so there are just a few Tobago calypsonians I know. So I'm going to guesstimate Calypso Rose.
No, not Calypso Rose.
Aw.
But nice try.
Yeah.
And she has braved all the odds. So we definitely need to talk about her a little more.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget, guys. Well, nobody won. So the prize, let me just say what the prize would have been. A brunch for two at Waves Restaurant. You definitely need to get to Waves. I myself, never been there, but I'm going to make it my duty to get on the train. Anton, we live in after. So Waves, look out for us. And we just want to thank all our guests today. I want to thank Dr. T, Dr. Todd. I want to thank Jewel for coming on, Mrs. Miggins for coming on, Khadijah, love you to loads. Thank you so much for coming on. The answer to the question is Tobago Crusoe.
Oh.
Yes, Tobago Crusoe.
Oh, wow.
All right, and the movie was Paddington. That movie with that little bear.
Really?
Yes, remember we heard a little calypso in there with a steel pan type of finish. That was Tobago Crusoe.
But you're now making me go into, I'm going to look for
Yeah,
that
so
movie
look
to
for
watch.
Paddington and you will definitely know when the song comes on.
Janelle, please give them my trivia question. We're giving away the workshop spots, 2 workshop spots. One day, Congote. If you know what that means, please leave it in the comments. Don't forget Book Club Corner as well.
Yes, Book Club Corner. And please join us on Friday. We have our Culture Corner. We have so many things going on that you need to be with us. All right, so once again, that was Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Thank you so much for viewing, and we will see you on Friday. Have a wonderful day. God bless.
Cheers.